I want to thank Miss Alice for that word, because I'm following right behind in your footsteps.
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
This evening, usually I pick a topic to share my message on what I have dealt with in my life. Not too long ago, the FDA showed up at my job, checked things out. And for anybody that knows about FDA, they show up unannounced.
Right.
They just pop at the door. The FDA is responsible for protecting and promoting public health through the control and supervision of things such as food, medications, blood transfusions, medical devices, electromagnetic radiation, cosmetics, etc. Most to all things that we put to use in our everyday lives has to be approved by the FDA. If FDA grants an approval, it means the agency has determined that the benefits of the product outweigh the known risks for the intended use. In June of 1906, President Theodore Roosevelt signed into law the Pure Food and Drug Act, also known as the Wiley Act. This act applied penalties to the marketing of adulterated product in which the standard of strength, quality, or purity of the active ingredient has been not added or replaced. President Franklin D. Roosevelt signed the new Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act into law on June 24, 1938. So what's this have to do with us? The FDA, the Faith and Discerning Act. We are responsible for protecting and promoting public health. Colossians 2:8. Beware, lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit, after traditions of men, ways of the world, and not after Christ. The world today, as I see it through my spiritual eyes, is being fed too much fast food to the point where a good home-cooked meal sitting at the table is no longer a taste in the mouth of those who call heaven home. We have control and supervision. 1 Peter 5:2-3. Shepherd the flock of God that is among you, exercising oversight, not under compulsion, but willingly, as God hath with you. Amen. So we have control and supervision. And so the FDA, they want to make sure that everything is right before it's handed to the public. Now for us as Christians, as believers, we believe in the word. We should have the same sense in things and people around us every day we go, whether we should know with the Faith and Discerning Act whether it's good for a person or not. To let them know this will harm you if you do this, this will better you if you do this. Foods, what we allow to feed. John 6:53, except ye eat the flesh of the Son of Man and drink his blood, you have no life in you. Instead, Satan will say on Sunday evening between 6 and 7, there's half price on a steak and baked potato at Steakhouse. That's how Satan works. Medications, drugs we promote. Psalms 103:2-3. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all thine iniquities, who heals all thy diseases.
Yes, amen.
Jesus is the drug we should promote.
Amen.
Blood transfusions, promoting life. Revelations 5:9, and they sang a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and open the seals, for you, Jesus, were slain, and by your blood ransomed people for God. So God's blood transfused us to give us life to live again. Amen. Medical devices, what life-saving tools we have in our possession. God's promises, the word, our testimony, prayer, and praise, and so many more are things we can use, devices, tools that we can use to help promote life and save somebody else.
Amen.
Cosmetics. 1 Samuel 16:7. But the Lord said to Samuel, do not look on his appearance or the height of his stature. Amen. For the Lord sees not what a man sees. Man looks on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks on the heart. Amen. Electromagnetic radiation. Ephesians 5:8. For at one time you were darkness, but now you are a light in the Lord. I thought about this. I said, these are the things that us as Christians, we should promote. Because like I said, the FDA will show up at any time just to make sure you're doing what you're supposed to do. And God will also too. Because it said in Deuteronomy 8:2, said, and thou shalt remember all the ways which the Lord thy God led thee these 40 years in the wilderness, to humble thee, and to prove thee, to know what was in thine heart, whether thou wouldest keep his commandments or no. I believe today, us as Christians, we're living in the time as they were in the wilderness. You know, you have the good ones and you have the bad ones that are, we are out here just wandering around. Because we are on the way to the promised land, just like they were. And God, what we called our trials and our tests, a lot of times they come from God just to see where our heart is. Just like the FDA, they will show up. Brother Roy, anybody show up and say, you need to polish up your praise. Miss Abbott, you need to get some more praying. You ain't got enough praying. But you know what the FDA do? They'll come around, they won't tell you like they done my job. They will not. They'll come around there, just look. They will inspect. They'll look around, they'll jot little notes, you know, they'll check everything, make sure you got everything right. But then they'll take it back to the owner. They'll take it back to the one that's in charge. So as us as being FDA approved, faith and discerning, we should check around things and we should take it back to the owner. Amen. We should take it back to God and let him know, say, hey, we need to change this. We need to clean this up just a little bit. Even as Christians, I ain't got to be sinners. Because Lord knows I need a lot of polishing and cleaning myself. So when you carry on after tonight, remember to apply your FDA, your faith and discerning act, to promote and protect public health and help change someone's FDA, their final destination arrangement.
Amen.